Leo, happy July 2017. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I'm going to shuffle a few more times. As you know, I always pre-shuffle. Again, hope everybody is doing well. Coming into July. Happy birthday to some of you who will experience your birthday end of July, beginning of August. As you know, I've kind of changed up my reads. I am now doing singles and anybody possibly looking to reconcile, just because those seem to be the people who contact me, email me, want private readings, etc. So hopefully that doesn't make anybody mad. I haven't gotten any complaints, so we'll just continue doing it that way, unless something else changes. So, as you know, I move fast. I have a lot to say and a lot to get out, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is a general read, so check your sun, moon, and rising, as sometimes those will resonate with you as well. Hopefully this resonates with everybody. So again, Leo, happy July 2017. Any likes, subscribes, comments are appreciated. Private reading donation information is in the description. So let's get started. All right, coming into the month, we always start with your current position, current state of mind. Woo, Leo, you're on fire. Now, so you have the Queen of Wands, and this is passion, ferocity. This is confidence. This tells me that some of you are coming into the month just feeling kind of on top of the world. For singles, this definitely means that some of you are meeting a lot of people. Maybe you're getting a lot of extra attention. Maybe you're feeling extra flirty. This can come from within, but it's exuding outward. So it's internal and external, because you're kind of saying, hey, I'm here. It's a lot of passion, but you're not one to be messed with either. I mean, the queen can, she can slice pretty hard if she gets, fooled, or if anybody's playing games. And so I feel like you're coming into July kind of like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm a good person, I'm creative, I have a lot to offer. Don't screw with me. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to be like that. And, I feel like a lot of you are just kind of like, I'm done with the bullshit and I'm not playing games anymore. And I'm ready to make this happen. And I'm on fire. And I really do see some of you all of a sudden realizing that your dates are becoming more fulfilling, more of them, and you actually seem to be attracting more people. And it has nothing to do with the fact you can't or you haven't. It's just, come on, it's dating. Whether you're online dating, whether you're doing meetup groups, however you're doing it, it's tough. And it can be, cold and hard to break into, but it feels like coming into this month, Leo, you've kind of got your wits about you, right? You've kind of got that, I can do this, I've got this, I'm not playing games. If you're playing games, next. So, again, not a bad thing, because I don't sense that any of you are overconfident, or that this is you kind of like, I'm better than anybody, nothing like that. Just more, all right, I've played this game for a while, I know what I want. And, I'm going for it. We're good. I'm ready. So the next card you have is always going to be your, basically your feelings, your challenges. So anything challenging or helping the Queen of Wands. And this is often internal, most likely internal for this position. And you have the Seven of Coins. So the Seven is actually really good. Again, it's about how you feel. Anything you might feel is obstructing your ability to move on and have, a happy relationship or meet somebody positive. So the Seven of Coins is about risk, reward. You're assessing the situation. And I have to say, for anybody looking to reconcile, the Queen of Wands tells me that, okay, so the feeling I got exactly on this for anybody looking to reconcile is that you might have somebody in the back of your mind, and you might be missing somebody, but you're on fire. And you're kind of like, you know what? If you don't want me, somebody else will. So take a hike. And if you want me, you better come get me, because I'm not coming to get you. So anyways, I just thought I'd point that out, because that just jumped into my head. That's why I was so hesitant on the 7, because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm getting some pretty strong feelings about anybody looking to reconcile. So the Seven of Coins is about, like I said, risk reward, assessing the situation. So even though you feel like this on the outside, and that's excellent and beautiful, and it's great that you feel like that, you're also being very careful. This is kind of your logical side on the inside, and this is your sexy, like, I've got the whole package on the outside. So the seven tells me that, you know, you are confident in yourself, but you're also like, this person is being fun and having, you know, a good time, and you know, not being too serious. I mean, serious enough, but not, you know, this is what I'm looking for, and you know, I've got a list of what I need. Even if you meet somebody and they're not like the best suitor, you're kind of like, it's okay, let's just have fun. Hey, you know, we're just here to have a good time. And the Seven of Coins tells me that the opposite of that, not the opposite, but going along with that, internally, you're making sure you're watching everything. You're minding your P's and Q's. You're making sure that you're picking people that you know aren't going to be raising red flags later. You're weeding out people. You're looking for this. You want somebody who is partnering with you on a complete level. Even keel, you're looking for somebody who's not, you know, an addict who goes out and drinks every night and parties it up, but somebody who can go out and have a good time if that's what arises or something you guys want to do. Somebody who can stay home and be a homebody, but also somebody who can go out and have an adventure. So you're trying to find somebody, again, who kind of matches where you are, which is being responsible, but at the same time having fun. And you're trying to have fun with it, but internally you're also going, okay, you know, if I date this person, or if I take this person seriously, or I get involved with this person, what is the risk reward here? So you're making a lot of choices. You may be kind of footloose and fancy free here dating, but you're being very smart about it, and I think that's really important. And anybody looking to reconcile, you're being very careful. So anybody who's single is being very smart. Anybody who's looking to reconcile is being very careful, because you kind of like somebody still. You kind of still miss your ex, or you wouldn't be wondering what the chances of reconciliation are. But you're being this on the outside, but inside you're going, okay, well, I'm not going to sleep with anybody because I still care about this person, and I'm not going to get caught like being sloshy and making out with this person, not your ex, but like somebody new or dating. So I get the feeling you really are kind of dating and you're feeling sexy and confident, but you're kind of like, okay, well, I might do that, but I'm not going to invite anybody into my home necessarily. You know, how far can I take this before it ruins my relationships? You're basically showing the person that you really love or care about, for some of you, that, hey, I deserve a good person in my life, and I'm not sticking around for any more crap, and I'm gonna have fun, and if you want to come around sometime, come around, but I'm not holding out for you. And you know what? It feels like a lot of you need to do that, because maybe you're with people who just haven't treated you the way you deserve, and you'll see how it plays out. The next card you have is going to be your past relationships, or any traits that you take from your past relationship. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. And the one thing I've been explaining about this position to a lot of people, the reason that I bring it up, I can't speak for all readers, but I know some are, you know, possibly similar. The reason the past comes up every month, and I'm sure you're like, hey, why would it be different all the time? Well, there's different aspects, different traits, different personalities, different situations, different things that happened in your past. And it's important every month to reflect on the past, because whatever shows in that position may be something that's affecting or hurting your potential to meet somebody, or helping. It doesn't always have to be a negative card in the distant past position. And again, this is over the past few years. It could be 10 years. It could be 3 years. But it's not considered the most recent past. So we always would like to reflect on that a little bit, right? To make sure we're not making the same mistakes, or if it is a good card, you're taking that and remembering that in what you're trying to build going forward. So the Wheel of Fortune can be taken as good or bad. I usually find it as good, but it's also can be taken as bad depending on which way the wheel is going, because the wheel is about change and destiny. And so it's very interesting, because this tells me that in your past, some of you have just had like relationship after relationship after relationship, and nothing's changed. It has changed because you've broken up and it didn't work, but like you're kind of feeling like it's the same thing over and over and over. We start off good, there's highs and lows, we maybe get X amount of serious, or you know, one level of serious, and then it dissipates and we break up. And so I think a lot of you, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, in your past, you've had similar relationships, and you're kind of coming into this month going, I am so done with that crap. I am going to change my thinking. I'm going to change who I'm looking for. I'm changing who I'm willing to date. But in counter of that, the wheel speaks of destiny, and it speaks of, you know, you at one point were not seeing what was going on because maybe there were things you were doing that you needed to change, or maybe you were dating the same type of people or accepting the same type of behavior. The wheel also has positive and negative, so this tells me that some of you this month are going, okay, well, I don't want to date this type of person again, or I don't want to get into this kind of crud again, but there were some really good things I'm going to take from my past relationship. I remember, you know, not me, but, you know, Leo's going, I remember my, you know, first love, or my high school sweetheart, or the first person I ever lived with, or the first person I ever kissed, or whatever it is for you. However far you've ever gotten in relationships or dating, this tells me that some of you this month are kind of, you know, the wheel is spinning. You're remembering, okay, well, this was crappy and I don't want to get back in this type of situation, but these moments were really special, and what made them special, and what is the type of guy that, you know, I had those moments with, and where did we go wrong? So there's a lot of, and it's also about change. And so I think that you're coming into this month, you know, as the queen, kind of going, you know, things are changing and I need to make some changes. But the wheel also speaks of destiny. So anybody looking to reconcile, it also could mean that, I mean, this person that you're interested in, or this person you dated, or this person that you loved, or this person you're split from, is somebody that you're going to continue to have a relationship with, or eventually you're going to catch up with them. So maybe acting like this, footloose, fancy free, not a care in the world, having fun, enjoying yourself is what you need. And then eventually you will get back what you want. I mean, sometimes you just have to have the patience to wait it out. And it's like, and it's really weird. It's like, I have this gut feeling that Leos just know that for some of you it's coming back, and you want it to come back, and you know it's coming. So you're just biding your time. You're not going to go start sleeping with somebody. You're not going to go start meeting somebody or form some huge relationship with somebody, because it's like, and again, this is for some of you, mainly the people looking to reconcile. This is kind of like you going, okay, I know it's coming back because it's my destiny, and there was a connection there. I know that that person had a connection with me. I had a connection with them, and it's too strong to ignore. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit in my room and wallow, because on the off chance, or the slight chance that, you know, the universe has something else planned and it never comes to fruition, I'm not going to just sit here lonely waiting for somebody, because you don't need to. You're worth more than that. The next card you have is your immediate past. So the past few weeks, or, you know, the past month or two. And you have Temperance. Okay, so again, you're coming in as this energy, but you're being very cautious. Temperance is about moderation, balancing things out, compromising. So this is almost the perfect balance. And so it tells me the past few months you've been working on this temperance, because you need this confidence. You need to feel good about yourself. It's important, and you need to make sure that you take care of yourself in a way that you're allowing yourself to feel good and happy, and not letting anybody bring you down. But at the same time here, you're kind of going, okay, how far do I push this before it becomes just like an ego thing, or before it comes just a revenge thing? And so that could tie into anybody looking to reconcile. It looks like even though you're playing this card, again, like I mentioned, you're still being balanced and careful about it. And for anybody who's single, you're also doing the same thing. You're compromising. So you're saying, okay, I know what I want and I know what I need, but I'm not willing to compromise my self-worth just to meet somebody. So even if you have to kiss, you know, 1,000 frogs or whatever, you're going to find your prince or princess either way, but you're being careful about it, and you're, again, moderation. So you're not going out being all party and whatever, but you are going out feeling confident and amazing while reining it in and balancing. So again, the past few months feels like you're just kind of like, okay, I don't want chaos. I don't want trouble. I want to meet good people. I want to meet somebody who's good for me, but I need to be careful and I need to do everything in moderation and I need to have balance. And some of this almost plays into like spirituality. I feel like some of you may have been taking meditation, or, you know, if you were doing some of the online dating, you're cutting it off and you're saying, no, you know what, those don't feel good. They're not right for me. I haven't had good experiences. And so you're changing things. You're making a compromise in your dating life. The next card you have is in time, future possibilities. So over the next few months, not just in the month of July. And you have the Six of Coins, which is all about being generous and being content. So that's a very good sign. I don't get the feeling, honestly, Leo, that you're going to meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right tomorrow or by the end of July. But I think you're going to have a lot more opportunity than you have in the past. And I think that in the next few months, you're going to be content with where you are, because the six says, you know, hey, you're dating, you're having a good time, and you're going to be content with it. So whether you meet somebody amazing or whether you're just dating and getting to know people, I don't feel like you're in this huge rush to make things happen and get married and whatever. You're kind of like, I want to find the right person this time. So even if it takes 5 months, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it well. And I'm going to form relationships and a bond without jumping into anything right away. I think for some of you going off of the love, this is also going to be like success, because it's going to be generous in like the money front. So maybe you have a friend or a family member, somebody who needs an investment or needs a loan or whatnot. And I mean, the six is not a bad card for that. So if somebody needs your help in that way and you're able to help them and it's not going to be too big of a risk, then, you know, it may just be a good idea. It may also be that you're investing in something. For anybody looking to reconcile, this card means that if you put the time in, the possibilities are there. This is, again, investment, but in a different way. This is, you know, contributing to something that's bigger than yourself, maybe a relationship. And this is also contentness for you, so you're going to be feeling good, whether it's, you know, you played this and you were careful about it, but you still enjoyed yourself and they came back, or they didn't, and now you know you're capable of meeting people and having a good time. So your future, again, the six being the distant future, the next few months tells me that some of you will meet somebody special, but it's going to take time. And some of you may not meet the person you really want to, but you're going to have fun along the way, and you're going to meet some interesting people that are worth getting to know, because they may become friends for a lifetime. The next card you have is your immediate future, so over the next few weeks and in July, and you have the moon. So it's interesting. Everybody's reads have been kind of tying in really well this month. The moon is a very good card right here, because this says that you're not really quite sure what the immediate future looks like, and you're not worried about it, but there is some small fear, like, whoa, what is my future going to look like? You know, am I going to make the right choices? I don't want to go through anything I've been through in the past, but there's some stuff I like from the past that I want to bring too, hence the Wheel of Fortune. But the moon says that, you know, going forward the next few weeks, you're going to, again, I keep pointing out this confidence, because I think it's really nice and sexy and fulfilling. Not sexy in a, you know, in a skanky way or anything like that. It's sexy in the way of being human and allowing yourself to feel good and allowing other people to think you look good or feel good, to not feel good, that sounds raunchy, but it's like allowing people to find you sexy and not feeling disgusted by it, and allowing yourself to feel confidence and comfortable in your own skin and being around other people who, yes, find you attractive, but again, not in a raunchy way. And I think the moon is saying that the next few weeks while you're doing this, you are going to be kind of questioning, you know, what's illuminated and what's not illuminated. I think you're going to be meeting good people, and you're going to have a plethora of suitors, because whatever this energy that's coming out in you is definitely, you know, attracting more people to you in July. But the moon is kind of like, you're not sure when you're looking at that person or you're dating people, you're still hesitant. You're still wondering. You're still wondering about this risk reward, because the moon is like being in the dark and seeing just a sliver of light, right? And not knowing, is that like, you know, a bear, or is that like a ladybug, something sweet? I know that's kind of weird because they're two totally different. They don't even go together, but if that makes sense. It's kind of like you can't see them clearly yet, and I feel like you're not going to be able to judge a lot of people clearly, and so you're hesitant because you want to make sure there's no illusions here. You want to make sure nobody's hiding anything. You want to make sure everything's fully illuminated. It's like you're going to wait for the full moon. You're not going to make any decisions unless everything is out on the table, all the cards are shown. And this is also dreaming. It says the next few weeks that you're going to be feeling wondrous and feeling dreamy about things, but you're going to be skeptical on the back end, making sure that you're covering your tracks, making sure that you're not missing any red flags, because I do get the sense that some of you did miss out on red flags in the past. Like maybe these changes that happened and the turning of the wheel when it turned bad, it was almost like you knew. Leos are very instinctive in that, and it's almost like you knew, like, hey, this isn't right, something's off here, but you didn't go with it, or you didn't stop it when you should have, or you didn't move away because you were too worried about hurting somebody else. And now it's kind of like you're the moon, and you're saying, I'm going to illuminate you completely. I'm going to see everything in the light in the full moon before I even make a decision on whether I want a second date, a third date, etc. And anybody who's looking to reconcile, you're going to spend the next few weeks also kind of looking at your relationship that way, or your past relationship, wondering, what did I miss? Where were those little slivers of moon? What were they pointing out? Was it a bear, or was it a ladybug? Was it something really worth fighting over, or was it not? Was there more going on that I couldn't see, or was it just my imagination? And you don't want to get too caught up in that, because, I mean, again, your instincts will tell you what you need to know. And if you truly care about this person and you truly want to be with them, I think that you'll make the decision, and they will make the decision as well. So don't get too caught up in examining everything, but make sure you're not in the dark either. The next card you have is going to be future external factors. So anything that can affect you externally, and you have the Six of Cups. So this is throughout June, things that you may come up against, or things that may help. And the Six of Cups is revisitation and nostalgia, childhood. So for anybody looking to reconcile, I definitely see revisitation, communication, some sort of coming together. And that's external. So that means a text, an email, something along those lines. If that's what you're wondering about, if you're watching this for your ex, then I think you need to contact them, or they will be contacting you. If you are a Leo watching this, then I think that your ex will be contacting you. There's going to be a revisitation. It could be a mental revisitation, again, with this moon, that you're going through things, but I really get a strong sense this is going to be some sort of communication you're going to get, or you'll be making. And this is also nostalgia. So you can be reliving the good times of the wheel in your relationships. If you're single, you may also be doing the same thing. You may also be thinking about who were the best people I dated, and what were the good parts, and what type of people were those, and who did I feel most comfortable around, and who was I happiest around. And those are going to be the people that you're going to be focusing on. So I really see a lot of you honing in on, unfortunately, not giving the time of day to people that are not a right fit for you. And not everybody's going to be the right fit for you. Some people get offended and they're like, well, you act like you're too good for me, or whatever. I've seen it on online dating or whatnot, and it's like, it doesn't have to be about that. It can be about the fact that you just know you're not going to get along. If they drink and you don't drink, it doesn't work. If they smoke pot and you don't smoke pot, it doesn't work. Or vice versa. There's certain things that if they're 10 years younger than you, and have things that they're trying to work out in their life, and you're doing things you already know. I mean, you get the point. Like, not everybody has to fit everybody else. It doesn't make you a bad person by saying no once in a while, or I don't think it's going to work. You don't have to try on every shoe to see if they fit. And again, like I said, this is childhood and nostalgia. So you could be looking back in your past. Maybe you had parents who divorced, or kind of a broken family, and you're looking back, recognizing what maybe your parents did. For anybody who's single, like I said, this is revisiting your past as well to see, but this is also, maybe you had really good, or you had parents who had really good relationship, and you're looking back wondering, what did they do? What do I remember seeing? What do I remember not seeing? Was dad dancing with mom in the kitchen, was, mom doing something special for dad, or mom and mom, or dad and dad. I mean, whatever the relationship is, it doesn't have to be one, sexual orientation. But again, you're going to be revisiting something from your past. And for people who are single, who are over their ex and not looking to reconcile, I don't think that this is going to be revisitation of that. I think it'll be more of a mental revisitation, not necessarily a physical revisitation or contacting anybody. I think you're just going to be starting to change the way you date based on things you want and what's been successful for you in the past. The next card you have is going to be future internal factors, and you have the Two of Wands. So this is anything going on in your brain. And these two cards, external and internal, cover June. So there might be times of this happening and other times it's not, and times of this feeling and other times it's not. So the Two of Wands is about planning goals, looking forward. So I really think you're going to go through some of this revisitation, whether you're single or, reconciling. Although for people looking to reconcile, I think this will be a physical revisitation. But the Two of Wands is like you're planning, going ahead. So anybody who's single, you are making these plans. You are looking back on what works and what doesn't work. And you're feeling the feelings of the good when the good was happening and the bad when the bad was happening. And you're kind of understanding, where you want to go. This is all about looking forward. So you're looking forward to the future and making it a better one. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you're single, you are trying to make things easier on yourself and help your dating life by being logical about it and by planning it out a little better and making decisions that are just good for you and feel good. If you're looking to reconcile, I really think you're going to start planning and looking forward because reconciliation is possible. It's interesting because I've had a lot of signs that are very positive for reconciliation, and sometimes they're just not, but this month there's been a lot. So I don't know if it's the summer months and dreamy vacations or what's going on, but there seems to be a lot. And I think it's excellent, and I hope it works out for people who really, truly want that and have that connection. Again, this is goals, planning, looking forward. So I get the feeling, strong feeling, a lot of you Leos, if you're looking to reconcile, it's in the cards for you, and you're going to start making plans. The next cards you have are going to be your hopes and fears for the month of July and your outcomes. So you have the Five of Wands. We'll get to that in a second. And your outcome is the Three of Cups. Okay, so the Five of Wands is about chaos, priorities, competition. So this tells me that if you're single, you're kind of a burning ball of energy, and you might feel a little chaotic. I really feel like you're going to have a lot of people who are wanting to date you, who are wanting to pay attention to you, who are wanting to get to know you. And even though you're being even keel and you're thinking about it and you're being careful about it and you have this moderation going on and you're compromising, this is about competition. So some of you may have a few suitors competing for your attention. You may be competing for theirs, although I really get the strong feeling it's you that's kind of on the pedestal this month, which, hey, if your birthday's this month or next month, positive, nobody's gonna complain about feeling good and having people want to get to know them or spend time with them, right? But at the same time, I think it's going to be a little chaotic. I think you're going to feel a little overwhelmed. So maybe if you haven't been dating, you've taken a break and you're coming back in the dating world, maybe you're feeling better, you've taken better pictures if you're doing online dating, you've really put some effort into it, maybe you've worked out, lost a little weight, changed your hair or something like that. You're just going to feel confident and you're going to have a plethora of suitors, and it's going to feel a little on edge, but it's not anything you can't handle. You're just going to set your priorities. And I see some of you going, okay, I'll check the online dating site 3 times a week and that's it. And dating is going to be fun and go lucky, but it's not going to be a giant priority. I don't need to meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right tomorrow. If I do, fantastic. But if I don't, I'm not focusing on dating. I have other priorities, work, kids, etc., school, whatever the case may be. For anybody who's looking to reconcile, I feel like you're going to get there and you're lining up your priorities, but it's going to feel like chaos. Maybe some of you, decided that you wanted to get back together and you're going to move in together, and now things are getting a little more chaotic. Or maybe, again, this is all internal, so this could be self-doubt too. Maybe you're feeling like everything looks like you should be in line to reconcile. Everything feels good. The talks are good, but it's not going that way. Or maybe you all of a sudden feel like you need to start, well, it's interesting because you're being like this, and that makes me feel like maybe your ex is feeling like they need to compete for your attention, which, okay, to a certain extent can be fine and flattering. But I get a very strong sense, Leo, if you want your ex back, do not make them compete for you too much, or it's going to be chaos. I really get a strong sense. Get your priorities in order. If you really want to be with that person, sit down, have conversations. I'm stressing now that I just get this strong feeling that if you become this person and you're flaunting and they've already apologized or they've already made the revisitation, do not make them feel like they're competing with other people. If you truly want to be with them, don't play games, or you're not going to like the chaos that ensues. The last card you have, the last card you have, the Three of Cups, is about celebration, friendship. So again, Leo, like I said, I don't know that this is going to be the month that you're going to meet, the person of your dreams. I think you're well on your way. I think you're going to find it in the next few months because you have contentedness, and you also have 2 6s, and I don't really go off of numbers, but for some reason they've been really relevant to me this month. And you have the 2 6s, so I'm thinking in 6 weeks, 6 months, you'll meet somebody great and you'll be content. But for right now, the 3 of Cups is saying that you're meeting friends. You're developing those connections and those friendships. I really strongly feel like, again, you're okay with being single because you're kind of like, I'm going to wait for the good stuff this time. Even if it takes you a year, even if it takes you 6 months, even you're not like pushy about it. You're just having fun and you're celebrating and you're enjoying life. And that's what's important. So yes, I think that you're going to find somebody amazing in the next month or two. Well, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks. That's kind of coming into mind for some of you. But you're going to meet somebody special, but you're not like out there desperate. And I think that's a really good place to be because you're in control. You don't have to date, you can date. So make yourself happy. You're not going to make anybody else happy unless you're happy first. And for anybody looking to reconcile, if you're getting back together, focus on friendship. Build that again. Make sure that is there, because if it's just based on lust, if it's just based on missing each other, if it's just based on loneliness, it's not going to happen. If you are getting back together, make it a celebration. Enjoy it. Make sure that you're celebrating each other and that you're letting each other know that you care about them and you love them. Don't play games. Make sure it's clean cut, forget the past, and make it happen. Otherwise, move on and then go party like a rock star, right? If that's what you want. Anyways, Leo, hope you have a fantastic July. I'll see you in August.